Hello there! Welcome to my introduction video for my English YouTube channel. I want to tell you something about paganism in common, and especially Asatru. Asatru is one of the native European religions. It's also called Germanic Heathenism, and it's the faith in the old gods, the Asir and the Vanir gods. Europe's history is often declared as Christian or Christian influence. They even try to put it in the European Constitution. This is not quite true. Christianity came to Europe quite late. Depending on the region in Europe, it has only about a history of about 1000 to 1600 years. The pre-Christian religions were almost extinguished, and many faiths and many knowledge about the old religion is lost forever. Some of it was able to survive by legends, by mythology, by people who were really willing to keep the old knowledge. Nowadays, heathenry is coming back. People remember their native religions, not only in Europe but all over the world, and we're trying to preserve these old religions. It's not about convincing people to take a new religion or have a new faith or say, wow, this is the real religion, this one's true, you gotta take it. It's more like informing people. I don't want to convince people, I just want to talk about paganism, show that pagans are people like everybody else, that paganism is a real religion, and that paganism is part of our cultural heritage no matter what faith you are. I think it's important to know about paganism and the pagan religions and how it developed from long ago to nowadays, especially living it nowadays. Many of the old knowledge is lost forever. Paganism can still be found in many modern holidays we have, not only in Europe but probably most of the world, especially in the Western world. I think most popular and most best-known holidays are Easter, which derived from the Germanic Ostara, or which is also related to Celtic Beltane. Then we have the May celebrations, which also mix into it. It's Beltane, May, Easter. It's a couple of holidays which are mingled together and which are now declared as Christian holidays, which is historically incorrect. Another traditional holiday which almost everybody celebrates is Christmas, which derives from many pagan holidays. Solstice is a holiday, winter solstice is a holiday which is celebrated all over the globe. It was celebrated from the Maya to the Celts to the Asatru. It is known in Asia. It is simply an astronomical point where the sun rises from its darkest point, from the darkest night, and days get longer and people celebrate the rebirth of life and light at the point of deepest darkness and fear. Another holiday which is very popular is Halloween, which derives from the Celtic Samhain, I hope I pronounced it correctly, and Carnival, which is also very popular. In Germany it's often described as a Christian holiday. It is simply not. It derives from many pagan rites, from fighting the winter, scaring away the winter, and almost all customs derive from it. So take it as you want, but Pentecost is the only real Christian holiday. All others are really pagan holidays, and if you look at the traditions, they're celebrated very pagan until today. Paganism and Asatru are religions that do not try to convince people, try not to work missionary, because these religions always existed or coexisted with other religions, and people lived together, celebrated together. It is no problem to participate in other religions' rituals or customs or holidays, simply because you got your own gods, or perhaps one god, or there are many differences in paganism, and you participate, but still your heart keeps faithful and true to your gods, but you don't deny the existence of the other gods. What's most important to me about paganism is that other gods are not declared as evil demons or something else, which are prejudices about paganism most of the time. Another prejudice is that paganism is supposed to be immoral. For Asatru, I can say we have the 9 noble virtues, which are a modern development which originates in the old Edda and in the old legends and in folklore, where we sure have values. Every religion has values, and to say that only the monotheistic religions have values is simply wrong. What is known about the old religions are nematones and the folk legends, the folklore, where stories about the old gods are still told. The Germanic gods appear in mythology and in folklore very long and almost continuously, depending on the gods. Odin is supposed to be seen until last legends are about 10th, 11th century, perhaps even later. Not everything was written down, so you have to be careful when you say when does something appear or not appear. The goddess Frigga was never gone really. She always appeared. She was worshipped many years after Christianization and after it was illegal and punished by death to worship her. People still did it. They did it in secret, so many of the knowledge is preserved, and she survived as folk legend where she became simple, a kind of fairy. Pagans are very tolerant people, mostly. Pagans are also only people, so they have their strengths and weaknesses just as everybody else. I don't want to deny that there are mean pagans, but the main perception about paganism is just the human living in its entire environment. We're all part of this big planet, and everything is in movement, and we are part of something. My actions influence other people, other people's actions influence me. As an Asatru, I believe in weird as a kind of fate, and then my actions have consequences and other people's actions influence me. But I also have to take the consequences for my actions and can't say it was a bigger deity that decided to do so. It's my own responsibility to make the best of my life. Asatru, just as most pagan religions, doesn't have one dogmatic system. We have systems with priests, we have systems without priests. In continental Europe, main system of Asatru is without. We have connections through internet, through clubs. We gather together, we use the internet. We have some gods or some priests, but most continental Europeans live without priesthood. This doesn't mean that priesthood is wrong. There are some, especially in the USA, and some in Iceland, and few in continental Europe, who have priesthood and gods. That's the great thing about Asatru and about paganism in common. You don't have to force people into a system. It's important of living religion, it's important of feeling religion, and it's important of being true to yourself. The word Asatru derives from the Icelandic and means true to the Asir, as a group of gods, the old Nordic gods.